welcome at Politricks Watch. This is RP. Now, today we're talking about Douglas Chambers. Again, I've done several videos on him. Today we're going to be talking about not just his murder, right, but the 87 who was a part of it. In no news article, no news mention, right, this 87 name called. Matter of fact, even the amount of people who go on the shooting, right, don't get mentioned. Anywhere you see it, most times you hear that those two men was there. Right. You're going to hear more about it. Before going further, my patron birthday shout out to Scalavi. Right. Scalavi is now resident in our Uncle Sam place and birthday. Right. It was actually a couple of days ago, but today I shout him out in this video, right, because right, he mentioned in the message say, him like them type of video, the kind of, I call them struggle documentaries. So I decided to put his birthday right in this video so it would live on as long as this video keep getting played over and over. So Scalavi, big up yourself, hope you had a great day, long life, health and well. See, we can move into the video. Douglas Chambers, the man who was given the unicorn task of sorting out the JUTC. Like most government-run companies, right, JUTC was from back then, right, and from all reports still is a melting pot of mismanagement, right, crookedness, etc., etc., etc. Right. JUTC, right, lose money for fun. Right. Don't even bother talk about how they just smash up the bus, they mash up this, smash up that. You hear how much millions and billions in losses, and you know who foot the bill already, the taxpayer. But it's not just a case of, it's not like say people not take the bus. It's not like say the bus them not drive. As me say, mismanagement play a major part in it. Now, Douglas Chambers was brought in as the chairman. He was known for being, I guess you could describe him as one of them no-nonsense, confrontational type of person, People decided that, his personality would do well in the JUTC because he would get people in line and sort out certain things. Except when you're joining certain organizations, right? You can go in with your principles and your views and your ways, but if the organization no one budge, right, then things can get real ugly. Douglas Chambers found that out the hard way. He walked into the JUTC making it clear that people are gonna start get dropped. Enough people, right? I say, they must serve no purpose. Waste some money. You might make it know say things are gonna change. The way how things are get run now, everything will get mashed up. Right? He rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Right? To say Douglas Chambers was unpopular in the JUTC and in Spanish Town would be an understatement. Right? Matter of fact, many of the staff in JUTC celebrated when he died. Yes, celebrated. Right? People were saying good riddance. So say things were very tense between Douglas Chambers and enough of the people them who work in a JUTC. Right? He also had some legal matters in the court. Right? Some money was supposed to get. Matter of fact, I did an entire video on that. This is one of the first videos I did on Douglas Chambers, so there's no point me going back over that. But basically, when my first year him lose him life, that was one of the angles I was looking into. Right, wondering if people realize, alright, courthouse matters and money fish send over your son money now, so maybe somebody put the money upon him head. That was one of the first thing right, I was looking into it in my first year. So Douglas Chambers lost his life, and I did a video on it. Obviously, I started doing the YouTube thing afterwards, right? So it's not like I was doing it in real time. Right? So Chambers got a reputation for quote unquote stopping food. Who for food? enough people food. In a JUTC, all kind of scamming was going on. Right. He was also stopping food for the machine. Right. As I said, people call it the system, I call it the machine. I think the system is a lazy way of describing, because when you ask somebody what is the system, they can't tell you. Right? But I can tell you what the machine is, and you know how a machine works. Right? When you talk about the conveyor belt, it's a part of the bigger machine. So enough people in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, right, was benefiting greatly from JUTC, right, and the unicorn selling were going inside of the company. Right. Clansman benefited greatly from the JUTC. People who were around them time, they would know, say, if you have the right links, you can link a Clansman or even link somebody in a JUTC, but they usually like to make the gang take care of that part of it. But if you want to have some fuel to buy, you could get fuel to buy. Government own, well, taxpayer, man, own fuel, man. You could get it on the low, man. All kind of scamming that go on. On top of that, chambers were becoming a problem for extortion money for clans. Yes, JUTC was paying extortion. And for the boss them, by this point the Clansman gang had become monstrous. Even JUTC that pay extortion. The reason why JUTC could pay extortion is because enough of the same people in the machine end up benefiting back from Clansman criminal activities, so it really go back to them, because if they were not benefiting, trust and hope and believe and know, say Clansman, man, or Tesha would have know who him serve if him try extort JUTC. It was allowed to happen because it came right back into the machine. Douglas Chambers, you hear about that? And say that'll get mashed up too. So the JUTC was a multi-billion-dollar ATM machine. The only person who didn't eat a food off it was the taxpayer, right, who had to fund the losses, and of course, the passengers who had to deal with the bus them in quite pop down with an understatement. And the key of the bus them come new within no time they mash up. Right. Yeah, you said this gone, that gone. In the end, money was placed, and Douglas Chambers said, the actual contract hit for Douglas Chambers is spooky. I need an entire separate struggle documentary just to deal with the contract hit, right, for Douglas Chambers. It was more like a team effort, so to speak. Right. Meaning, so even if one day you was to hear this individual is the person who run the money for Douglas Chambers dead, it still wouldn't be just that person. It was a team effort to get out Douglas Chambers. Okay. But I'm still trying to put the pieces together in that contract hit. Because it's a high level contract hit, say. Right. Even the streets, even the 87s them who go up on some of them show. How you know when a contract hit is big? Even the 87s them who go up on it can't give the full details sometimes. Right. Them just hear say, I go for that money, and they might hear a name, but not the full details. So, let me say one day, we're going to put the pieces of the puzzle together. We're about 85 to 90% there. Right, so, Tesha got the contract and gave the orders. Right. Tesha was not a fan of Douglas Chambers. Tesha wanted him dead. You see, the contract it is spooky to me because, in my opinion, it seemed like even without the contract, Clans was going to get rid of Douglas Chambers at some point because in the mashup nothing to them. So I guess the contract was just to speed it up. But he was a major thorn even at Clansman's side. So Tesha to get rid of him. black man, yes, the black dog, would go on to form his own faction, personally took part in this hit. This murder elevated black man status in the gang. Matter of fact, it skyrocketed. This is how badness work. You have somebody like JJ Nakis, somebody like, Brothers and them either. They might kill 10, 20 people from down the lane, some like 87th. They might kill Miss Jane because them say she ain't farmer or something like that. Them not take people life for nothing. Right? But somebody like Douglas Chambers, because he was the JUTC chairman, Feme head top was considered extremely valuable. So when somebody kill somebody like Douglas Chambers, I mean, it sounds bad, I'm not gonna say it, but this is the only way they can make it make sense to them. Right. For them life worth, right, like 4 or 5 of 187 life, right, or somebody from down the lane life. But just telling you how a gang look on things. High level killings, when they go upon them, the big murders, the people who have big posts and big title and everything there. Right? So you have a 87 who, right, let's say, him have 3 quote unquote dopey. One of them is the JUTC chairman, one of them is the head of this government company, and the next one is the CEO of this big company. That 87 status, even though it's 3 victims now because of who the victims are, Feme status can be bigger than somebody like, let's say, JJ Nakis, who might have 30, right, victims, but Feme victims are more like 87s, and I'd me say Miss Jane from down the road. So I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say. It's the black man who, by the way, had already carried out killings, but he was not exactly in the street 87s. The thing with black man killings, all the black man shooting them, right, well, not all, but most of them, when they personally, were like high profile, so that elevating status in the gang. Right. In the Tesha Miller trial, Ratus Kratos, the witness killer, who would ironically become a witness, right, himself, right, gave some information as to how it went down. Right. He mentioned to them create a distraction so the actual shooters cannot just, mainly for them get well. This is Clansman tactic, basic Clansman tactic. Those days in Spanish Town, me and my boys know, ignore the first set of shooting, look for the second one. This is what Clansman do. Fire be a shot first, everybody start running up and down, but then the person them really want to get, or the person them really want to kill, get shot, right, in the second round, or them do the reverse. Right? Sometimes them switch it. Sometimes them shoot who them come for first, and then a second team fire up a barrage of shot to confuse people even further. So you have to really know the streets, how to deal with, right, them type of shootings at the time. Now, all the media reports, as I said, talk about 2 men carrying out the shootings, but the ballistics will tell you that there's more than 2 different rounds, 2 different type of rounds, right, and fired from more than 2 weapons, right, come on for this scene. This hit was high profile. So high profile that even Black Man himself was on it. Who else was on it? Let me say, Ratos Kratos was there. He had a little team with him. Black Man was there. And he bossed the case, by the way. Because, witnessing that already. Witness thing gets spooky and he meet the case. But your favorite 87 was also there. Navardo Hodges. Yes, he was one of the people who took part tonight. There is no mention of any of this by any news site. There was also the Clansman version of Makaveli, who was a part of that killing. When I say the Clansman version of Makaveli, I'm not talking about the youth from 90s, right, I mean a Clansman version of him. I mean, he might have somebody will take a next man name because it sound cool. Like, I don't know what him depend. Right? But this person, this Makaveli, seems to subscribe to the teachings of the actual Nikolai Makaveli. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Let's leave that one for another day. Right, the Clansman version of Makaveli. So Hodges was a part of the killing. Tesha sent a group of his most violent killers to take out Douglas Chambers because he was so high profile and come out. Matter of fact, them have a big meeting. Right. He stepped outside. A smoke cigarette, he used to smoke hard. As him step out of the meeting, conveniently, the 87s them know exactly when they come out of the meeting. As me say, right, people inside of JUTC played a role in the program. It was a big program. Right, but step outside, man them kill him. Black man did most of the damage. Right. The others were really there to support black man. Right. Maybe in case something went wrong, and woke up in a police or security or something, but a black man did most of the damage. Right. The magnitude of the target, right, make Tesha decide say, I'm going to send out some of his most prominent 87s. Remember, even Ratos Kratos is one of these apex 87s, mass murdering 87s. That is why I know so much. That is why he could give so much information. Because he might kill if any idea than me. And Mr. Ratos Kratos was known to be a witness killer. Just make him here say you're informer and you're dead. Make him here say you thought in the police and you're dead. And you see how that one ended up turning. So I'm telling people say the whole informer concept is laughable. There's really no such thing as an informer because the man them will kill you say you're informer, them give police information regular. Even the damn them give police information regular. When things get too hot, them give up them own 87s. Them give up them own 87s. Call police, him do over this. Sometimes when you hear someone get fined, you say, I wonder how they find him. The whole gang asks, how they find him? Oh, how they find him, man. I know how they find him. So, man. And by the way, before I'm going further, let me just say this. When you and Tesha Miller say, you know, the big conspiracy if you lock him up because I'm an innocent man, and that right there, so the smoke screen has already started. They're trying everything they can to get Tesha Miller back on the road. Remember, Tesha was already arrested, tried and convicted, and then bust case on appeal and come back on the road. You know? The man them use what can only be described as legal witchcraft and get Tesha back on the road. They might try it again. So you go hear and see all kind of spookiness. Oh, this was a setup. Oh, look what we just find. No man, they have to go let him go now. They want Tesha Miller back on the road. Tesha Miller is the machine's favorite Don. At least the PNP side of the machine. Bunman was the JLP's favorite Don in a Spanish town. Tesha Miller is the PNP's favorite Don in a Spanish town. Keep your eyes peeled. Even if it's a technicality, they must find somewhere, or they might try their hardest to find somewhere to free him. And in my opinion, the reason why it's not happening yet is because we're now living in the information age. Remember, back in these days, back in them time, things just happen. You just hear someone go road, hear someone dead, hear someone shooting. JJ Naki sending me that rain and I shoot much people and nobody know who names, so nobody know what them look like. It's not like now, when you can go up on YouTube. You see, take this for granted, you know. They meant I will first turn up and start making videos. People that say, who that brother here, man? Oh, him know that, oh, him know that. You know, it's become normal now. People go up on YouTube and see videos of 87s and man and say, see that people that talk about shooting that just happen and I give real. Right. Them time there, people only get news from the mainstream media. newspaper and TV. Even YouTube come on, people might hear there was a shooting downtown, but the real grimy, nitty-gritty details, things where make people ever say, no man, how you know that? Them time that never exist. So now it kinda exists, so it'll go harder now for them pull off them games. But just know, they might try everything to get Tesha Miller back on the road. Him are the one them really want. Right? Back in the streets. Termite, he's really a de facto. Right? Done. Tesha Miller, them really want back. You see, Tesha is just as cutthroat as Bulby, but he accepts his role. Bulby did get too big for his britches. Right? When we start, and Bulby did kinda, even the people who in the machine who helped make Bulby into what he is, Bulby did start, quote unquote, violate him certain ways. Tesha, no run them Jody. Tesha accept him spot as a 90 act team. And he did that job very well for them. So, let me say them want him back on the road. So, Hodges was a part of the chambers, man. Navardo Hodges. Now, let me just go back over. Right. Hodges and Half a Dog rivalry. We talk about this in the Hodges video, which is like an hour long. I think it's still my most viewed video. Last time I looked, it was over 700,000 people watch it. It's crazy to me. The 700,000 people watch a video about Navardo Hodges, who was not a DJ or he's not a famous person, or that's just mind blowing to me. Every time I see how much people tune into that video. So, Hodges and Half a Dog. Half a Dog was a quote unquote badman police. Well, I think he still is a police, but them time they was more in the streets and known as quote unquote badman police. Them police basically walk, talk, think, and act like a 87, but them are police. Same fragile ego, the same 87s will be like, hey boy, we all look and you know me. Quote unquote badman police, they say the same thing to you. Right? Them, as me say, and behave just like 87, but them are police. Now, don't look on this as some kind of, hero cop, like, like Half a Dog was this, this hero cop who's out to save the day. Like most badman police, no fighting them way. Motivate Half a Dog was ego. Want to prove, say, better than you, and them saying them. And his record is not exactly the cleanest, but for argument's sake, Navardo Hodges versus Half a Dog. And to be fair, Half a Dog, the Clansman them were decided not to attack on him. Him and them were constantly at it. Half a Dog killed a whole heap of Clansman. And then they want to kill him. But him and Hodges had a special type of hatred for each other. Navardo Hodges and Fame look a gang, because by now he became so senior, he might be more like a team inside the clans. Him and Fame team plus the gang as a whole would torment not just Half a Dog, but not for the police them in a Spanish town. They would get their numbers, call them, tell them where they have for lunch. Like Hodges used to call police and be like, you just have fried chicken, white rice, steamed veg, and you drink a bigger. You have it run there so, and you get up 2:30 and walk out. That's the kind of things they used to do. Right? They had spies all over Spanish Town reporting back to them. And that's how they would torment members of the security forces. That's how they would try and torment. Anybody them think, was, I try to match them on the, who are the badder man argument. Hodges would even call, well not just Hodges, but Fame team, clan doesn't say, but I know Hodges is really senior, so he might help guide them for the directions. They would call police, they would call Half a Dog, and tell them, say them have somebody, and I'm going to kill them. And I'm have 20 minutes to reach. they will tell them the exact location where they are. Like they would say, but at the clock right now, I'm going to shoot him in 20 minutes. So since you want to be hero, reach before 20 minutes. They would say that knowing so there's no way they can reach by 20 minutes. And then after the police would fail to get there in time, kill the man or kill whoever the person is, and then call back afterwards and say, see it, you failed to help the victim. If you're the faster, them will still be alive. That's the type of tactics Navardo, Hodges and Theme Boys used to be up to. Call after them kill this man and say, you're too late. Some real dopey show business. They would also fire a shot, call the police themselves, wait for the police them turn up, wait for a special engineer so half a dog come. Then fire base shot off of the car them. Clansman trolling. Fire the shot, then call the police themselves, then fire for the police car or respond. Fire off of the JDF. Remember, by this point, Hodges them thought they were invincible. If you think the system's slow and weak now, you want to see it back then. At least now them kind of get shamed into acting sometime. Then time they look at them, they're in business. Then time they look at the big wigs and you should just give up on Spanish Town for like 3 months. They just give up completely, but the gang them do them all. So, in time, they will decide they're going to kill half a dog this time. Might get fed up now. Might get them beer problem. At one time, half a dog met them can't even collect extortion in one part of Spanish Town because they block the road. Because by now, it's a full-on battle between Hodges and Theme Boys them and half a dog. And the two of them are trying to show say them wickeder than the other one. Them go for half a dog for killing. And it look like the dog, 4 foot them, was working in overdrive. Half a dog get way and make it to the station. All hell broke loose in a Spanish Town, base shot fire all over the place. Remember I did the video, the Hodges video I'm telling you say, his brother who looked just like him end up dead. Enough of that grudge was coming from the things that were going between half a dog and Hodges. They were each other's nemesis. Half a dog, they end up get moved to a Spanish Town, and Hodges, as you know, will end up losing head thanks to his own gang. In his final days, him owned up with them, caught up with him. All his trolling, all his many devilish acts come back home haunt him. He will spend his final days condemning badness and telling people say, this is no life for live. And I just see, it wasn't the case. Literally lost his head. So Navardo Hodges was a part of the Douglas Chain Massive. Anything whenever it's up now. Anyway, Agent Squad, big up on yourself. Yeah, you don't know, more life. Ultra Squad, stay circling. Bless.